Hello everyone, welcome back to Pharma E-Class. I am Priya Maurya from Smriti College of Pharmaceutical Education, Indore. In our previous lecture, we had discussed about the concept of quality. What do you understand by quality, quality control, quality assurance and quality management system. So after this, in today's lecture, we are going to discuss about ISO, that is International Organization for Standardization. ISO, the International Organization for Standardization, is an independent, non-government organization, the members of which are the standards of organization of the 164 members countries. It is the world's largest developer of voluntary international standard, and it facilitates world trade by providing the common standards amongst the nations. More than 20,000 standards have been set, covering everything from the manufactured product and technology to the food safety, agriculture and healthcare. Use of these standards in the creation of the product and services that are safe, reliable and of good quality. The standards help business increases the productivity while minimizing the errors and the waste of the initial excipients, or we can say initial materials which are incorporated in the processing or in the manufacturing of the goods. The standards also serve to safeguard consumers and the end users of the product and services, and ensuring that the certified products conform to the minimum standard set internationally by the ISO. So this is the common introduction about the ISO, that is International Organization for Standardization. So let's discuss what is the history or what is the need behind the organization of an ISO. The organization began in the 1920s as the International Federation of the National Standardization Association, that is termed as ISA, that is International Federation of the National Standardization Association. It was suspended in 1942 during the World War II. But after the World War, the International Federation of the National Standardization Association, ISA, was approached by the recently formed United Nations Standards Coordinating Committee, that is also termed as UNSCC, with a proposal to form a new global standards body. In the October 1946, ISA and UNSCC delegates from the 25 countries met in London and agreed to join forces to create the new international organization for standardization. Today this is termed as ISO. The new organization officially began operation from the February 1947. So this is the history behind the organization of ISO. If we talk about why ISO formed, or what are the various objectives behind the formation of ISO. So the ISO promotes the standards in the world with a view of some common objectives. Likewise, first one is to develop cooperation in the sphere of intellectual, scientific, technological and economic activity, to harmonize the standards and at the international level, to minimize the trade and technical barriers, to facilitate the international exchange of goods and services on account of global competition and need for the better quality product, and to make the development, manufacturing and supply of product and services more efficient and safer, to facilitate the trade between the countries, because if the guidelines were same for two different countries, so trading will be easier in between those countries. So apart from that, the next objective is to share technological advances and good manufacturing practices, to circulate innovations, to safeguard the consumers and customers and other users. So these all are the objectives behind the formation or behind the organization of ISO. If we talk the application part of the ISO, so ISO provides guidelines to the company to define its quality objectives. ISO guideline help the individual nation to define their own system so that these can be utilized by the needy ones. Guidelines from a training ground for improving the performance of the employee. So these are the application part of the ISO. So here are some of the main benefits of ISO certification, including why any company should register themselves for the ISO certification: for better internal management, less wastage, increase in the efficiency, productivity and for the profit purpose, improved customer retention and acquisition, consistent outcomes measured and monitored throughout the processing, globally recognized standards and environmental protection. As we all know that ISO 14000 series deal with the environmental protection. So these all are the benefits behind the ISO certification. If we talk about ISO 9000 series, so the ISO 9000 family of quality management system is a set of standards that helps any organization to ensure they meet the customers or consumers and other stakeholders' need within the regulatory requirements related to a product or related with the services. So ISO 9000 is applicable to all types of organization in manufacturing and servicing sector, whether it is a small enterprise or a large manufacturing enterprise. This ISO 9000 series is applicable for all types of organizations. The ISO series is the result of an evolutionary process and is composed of preliminary 5 documents, that is named as ISO 9000 to ISO 9004. That is there is a series ISO 9000, ISO 9001, 2, 3 and 4. These 5 are the ISO 9000 series and is divided into basically 2 types: guidance standards and conformance standards. The guidance standards are included in the 2 series of ISO, that is ISO 9000 and ISO 9004. So these both are ISO 9000 and 9004 are the guidance standards. These guidelines are regarding the quality management and quality system elements. This is called as guidance standards. If we talk about the second one, that is conformance standards. So conformance standards guide regarding the implementation of the standards for the purpose of certification. That means these 3 guidelines included the guidelines or guidance regarding the implementation of standards. The remaining 3 documents apart from 9000 and 9004, that is 9001, 9002 and 9003 are the conformance standards and used for the certification purpose. So these are the 2 basic categories of ISO 9000 series. If we talk about the ISO 9000 series are based on which principles? So there are basically 8 principles on which ISO 9000 series is based. So here we discuss the principle behind the ISO 9000 series. Like first and foremost is the customer focus or customer needs. Apart from that, the second one is leadership. Third one is involvement of the people in any organization, process approach, system approach to the management. Apart from that, continual improvement in the quality of the product. Apart from that, factual approach to the decision making, and the last one is mutual beneficial supplier relationship. So basically quality management or ISO 9000 series worked on the basis of quality management principle, and these 8 is the main focus of ISO 9000 series. Apart from that, if we talk about advantages, why we should register if we are a manufacturer, so why we have to register for ISO 9000? It will better improve the customer satisfaction, improve the company image in the society, improved relationship and communication with the clients, access to the new market, decrease in the customer complaints, motivation to ultimately staff members, improved product quality, improved quality awareness, improved internal communication in any organization, improved productivity, reduction for defective products. Obviously the quality maintains a standard, so there will be a reduction in the development of defective product. Define staff responsibilities and obligations, improved competitive advantages, and improved availability of the product at particular given time in the market. So this is all about the in general specification about International Organization for Standardization, that is general about ISO. In our next lecture, we will discuss the specification of the ISO 9000 and ISO 14000. Thank you.